Hello everybody, what's going on? My name is Sir Medieval and today we're going to be checking out some Greedfall. It is the first impression, the first day, and I gotta say that I'm really loving this game so far. It's actually been really nice to experience this kind of century, I guess. I don't usually play games that come from this kind of century and things of that nature, but I like the aspect of it being combined with fantasy. Of course, it is going to remind a lot of people of Carnival Row, a show that I definitely recommend watching, is why I actually love the hell out of that show. It was wonderful, but this game does take that 17th century and fantasy aspect to a new level. Of course, there's different colonial factions on this island, Tier 4D, that you come across. There's also, of course, the elven people that you come across of, just like the wonderful Siora over here.
Do you need something?
And they actually speak a specific language as well, which is awesome. The fact that one of the facts that I really like about the game is the dedication the developers took to kind of incorporate this language and the elves themselves into the game, teaching some of the developers and also the voice actors the entire language, which is awesome. I've rarely ever heard of stuff like that being done, but it's awesome to see. But overall, this game so far, for the first day that I've played, I've basically done the first area entirely, did all the side quests and everything like that, and I've done about I would say half of the starting area, the second place, but overall I'm still just getting started basically. Now the class types that you can kind of go with, you start out with the warrior, the technician, and the mage. Also, this stuff is going to come in handy pretty later, very much later on the relationship level. It's actually how your companions kind of interact with you, and then they can give you quests and things like that that you can kind of take on, and you can kind of help them basically further themselves or further their character arcs. You can also romance the companions. There's actually so there's multiple straight choices when it comes to the companions, but there's also companions that go for the bi kind of thing as well, which is kind of a cool thing to do. I'm glad that they kind of do that. That way, if people do want to go with the other options there, like guy with guy, girl with girl, then you can do that, and you can also kind of mix it up in that sense too, which is pretty interesting for sure. Kind of wish Dragon Age Inquisition did that, to be honest with you, because I will admit I hated those romance choices. I think the majority of it, though, was just having Morgan and Leliana there in the background and not being able to romance them with our characters. Oh wait, I don't want to do the coin arena yet. Not just yet. We'll save that for later. But overall, what I'm doing right now is I'm actually on a story quest for Mr. Vasco over here. And one thing that I really like about the storyline is a lot of these characters feel very in-depth, learning about the dialogue and things like that these people go through. For instance, he is a part of the Not faction, which are basically a bunch of, I guess, honorable sea pirates, which is very rare to see in its of itself. But they have a tradition where when they do things like services or make alliances, things of that nature, sometimes money isn't enough, and they might actually recruit children to join them at a young age. Now, they have a tradition where if you're born on the sea, you're seaborn and you belong to the Knots entirely. But if you are born on land and you get exchanged to the Knots, then through a contract, then you are now sea gifted. So there's all kinds of different lore aspects to the game and very interesting mechanics on how it plays out. The starting area is really cool, is why I actually loved going around and learning about the different factions and things like that. There's embassies where you can kind of learn about the different ones that you'll be coming across and how the war is kind of spiraling out of control in Tier 4D, or getting close to spiraling out of control. I'm also looking for the brothel. Hold on. I think it's over here, actually. Yeah, there we go. But in terms of like mounts and things like that, you do walk. There's no mounts that we've seen or anything like that. There's nothing in the game like that so far. In terms of controlling your ship and things like that, of course, it is a game that's based around the ships and the colonial aspect, of course, as well. I think we're getting close here. Oh, there it is. Okay. But alas, you cannot control your ship to kind of sail it around or anything like that. The quests themselves, the way that they work is whenever you're going around traveling between factions and things like that, the companions that you bring with you, because you can always have two out, you're required to always have two with you, but the companions actually have an impact on how the people associate with you, and also the clothing that you wear also has an impact. So for me, for instance, I'm wearing second in command sailor clothing. So, and I had to learn this part the hard way too, but not only can you actually trick guards of that faction to like let you into secret areas, and you can basically take crap out of chests and things like that if you have these outfits, but you can also have them be more friendly towards you and even get skill bonuses like the lock picking by wearing the outfit. Like for instance, my lock picking is at level 2 right now, but with this item on, I can also pick level 3 lock picks, which level 3 is the max level for the lock picks in the game, and also the rest of the talents as well. And speaking of that, you do get a pretty big skill tree to work with. I'm working on going into the melee spec. I'm almost there to the two-handed heavy weapons. I just need 2 more levels for that one. And then you can also branch out. You're not just limited to just one tree. You can also go into like firearms alongside melee. You can even go into magic if you didn't start with it. Though if you're planning on doing any kind of magic, it's always recommended to start with the magic tree, just because it just kind of determines what you start with weapon wise and also skill wise. The skill part is important though, because of course these both cost 2 points each, Asis and Divine Magic. And even if you're not going with magic, people tend to recommend you going with those two anyway. But you also have on top of that the attributes, which also play a big part, not just in, you know, how your character has bonuses. Like for strength, you can have more stunning percentage and also armor damage. And for agility, it's like physical damage percentage and also fury generation. It also affects what kind of equipment you're able to wear too. So for daggers, you got to have a certain level of agility. For weapons, depending on what kind they are, you got to have a certain level, things like that. It also shows you when you'll get your next point in here. And then armor, endurance, got to have that basically, and vice versa. And for talents, that's basically like your, you know, your professions list. If you want to go into lockpicking, you can do that here. Intuition is kind of like, you know, being able to visit or being able to see the gathering stations and things of that nature out in the world. Science is like being able to craft potions and also alchemy based stuff. If you're planning on going with that faction, it's a good thing to have. Vigor is more like the toughness kind of thing, and also allows you to do some acrobatics. Like the higher levels allow you to pass certain obstacles to do jumping and also even climbing too. And the craftsmanship is self-explanatory. It's basically just crafting weapons, armor upgrades, things of that nature. But you can also get that done at a blacksmith too, and do it that way for some money. And the cool thing about this game, it does remind me a lot of Dragon Age. And not Inquisition, but I'm actually, the combat of course reminds me of Inquisition, but a lot of people were kind of thinking it might be like Witcher. I'm actually getting more of like a Dragon Age Origins vibe almost from the game. And the reason for that too is because of how the companion system not only works, but just how in-depth the storyline I guess would be. And there's certain parts of it, like when you're trying to travel between maps, for instance, there is a camp that you can actually, you know, talk to your companions and sell stuff, buy stuff, things like that from. And then also there's a certain, like the merchants, for instance, seem to travel with you when you go to different lands. Like the first land that we were ever in, the first island, we had a merchant there, and he was like this very, very cheerful guy, and he came over here too. So I can only imagine he's probably going to come to the next area, but we could be wrong on that one. But anyway, hold on. Where is this brothel keeper at? Oh, he's in the next room actually. Hold on. One thing that's pretty cool about the game as well is everything's voiced, not just the NPC characters, but your character as well.
You looking to have a good time?
Not exactly.
It seems like you're sending girls and wine to the harbor office every night.
So, there's no law against that, is there?
No, and I'm not here to stop you.
Listen, Dieter, we just wanted to add a secret ingredient to your wine tonight.
What? Are you joking? Are you trying to slip a laxative in it?
Be funny if we were trying to slip poison in it.
Nothing bad, you see.
Listen, I have nothing against a little prank, but I can't risk losing my best customers.
And then in terms of like talking with people as well, you can also do things like charisma based checks and also offering a bribe. 50% is a little bit on the low side for me. It's a 50-50, but that's a 50-50 I'm not sure if I'm willing to take, to be honest with you. It's 100 gold though. I can make it back. I pick up everything. I actually just got a battle axe not too long ago. Oh no, I bought a morning star that was worth about 300 gold. So, oh man, this is not going to feel good, but I'll make some in the arena, I bet. I'm not going to try to convince him. Nah.
I did not think for a moment to request this service without offering you fair compensation for your efforts.
Ah, now you're speaking my language. If those are the terms, I'll even put gunpowder in it.
Oh my god.
We agree?
Yes, that's fine. Tonight your friends will receive their delivery, seasoned. Now give me the sleeping potion.
This guy. So in terms of the actual character itself, you start as the character called Desarte, and you can customize your character to be male or female, and there's kind of really good options when it comes to the hairstyles, eye color, things of that nature that you can kind of mold them as. And the story of it is basically that. I guess we're doing the arena right now. Hold on.
Good day, and welcome to the arena. Is this your first time?
I guess we're doing this now. We'll do one fight.
The crowd just loves to see new faces.
There's actually one thing we need to do in this arena, and I'll tell you in a second.
Like a little reminder of the rules before jumping in. Unless, of course, you're just here to go over the basics and get in some practice.
Rule schmules, let's get in there.
Perfect. As soon as you're ready, you can jump right in.
So I'm actually doing another quest in here, basically, where
Team of fighters.
ooh,
Proud arena. Give them a hearty
there is a elven trader, well, technically trader's cousin in here that was sent here because, long story short, there was a merchant in the town that was elven based, and he wasn't able to sell his goods, and his cousin was trying to deliver goods for him to sell, but got pursued by guards, and the cousin just kind of went into a frenzy because he was tired of the guards harassing both of them. So he got sent here as a result because he attacked them, and now I have to try to save his life by becoming a victor in the arena. So let's go ahead and see what we can do here. Now I wonder if you guys have guns. Now I'm all about that combat, that melee combat. I'm all about that. I love it. Ooh, knocked him down. Didn't even need to do that. Didn't even need it.
ready to excite the crowd.
What, asked to fight alongside the hunter prisoner?
To fight alongside the island hunter that was captured.
Really? You'd have to go in alone. Your friends will need to stay in the stands. Are you sure that this prisoner is worth risking your life?
Yep.
This man has been the victim of terrible injustice. I cannot stand aside without doing anything.
Oh, that's extremely noble of you. But it's just the sort of crazy idea that the crowd loves.
I love it.
I have to warn you though, if you want to fight now, you will lose your bonus in the running challenges. So, what'll it be?
That's fine.
Justice cannot wait. I'm ready to fight.
Excellent. In that case, the arena awaits you.
What the hell? Okay, this is a little bit different than I was expecting. I didn't think we'd be fighting the bulls. Just yet, at least. We gotta be careful with these ones. Oh, God. We gotta take out their armor. I think he's dead. Is he dead? He's dead. Ow. Alright, we're gonna have to do this somehow. Alright, so I've got my my elixirs here. Got the Fury one. Ouch. It's gonna be rough. I do have enough ammunition to take these guys out, though. One down. He's got some armor on him. Let's, okay. Ooh, that was close. Really cool way the combat system works. I kind of wish you could break your fall by dodging or something. Wasn't sure if that was going to hit him, I'll be honest with you.
What a show! You've won the affections of the crowd. And when the crowd makes a decision, it gets what it wants. You're free, prisoner.
Nice.
I owe you my life, Onol Manawi. Blessed be the winds that have blown you to my side. By what name should I address you?
My name is the Sade. In fact, it's your cousin the merchant that sent me. Follow me. Let's go and find him.
That was an awesome fight. I wasn't... So, wait. I've lost my bonus then?
Ready to excite the crowd.
He said that I'll lose my bonus in the coming challenges.
The rules again.
Certainly, in order to become a champion, you'll need to win the 5. Each challenge is broken down into 3 rounds. But if you give up on a challenge, you need to
Oh,
start all over again
from the beginning. Yep.
Once the challenge has been completed, you can fight any of the rounds you've already won again, just for the fun of it.
I need to get going.
Oh, it appears I can't even challenge the arena now for some reason. Why do I see that? Oh crap. Well, I think we're out of luck on that one. Might have to get this guy out of here first and then come back. Well, I'll do it that way then. But anyway, that's a little bit of like how the quests work, and everything is kind of everything feels immersive when it comes to the game. I really hope I'm able to still do those arena challenges because that was super fun. But I love the melee combat. It's not just the range combat that's really good, it's the melee and the magic as well.
I'm so glad to see you alive.
Yeah.
You must thank this Honor Munawi. He fought to save me. Thank you. May the grass always be soft beneath your feet.
Don't mention it. I also brought back your goods.
May the trees always bear you fruit.
Natives.
We owe you a lot.
+2. Here we go.
Go see Ulan, the chief of Vignamri, my village. He wants to be friends with the Renaigse. Since you are a legate, you could talk to him.
Now we're talking. But overall, though, that's basically a little bit of how the game plays out. We can go ahead and do a little bit of exploration. I'll show you a little bit of that just to show how it is out in the open world. But for now, that's all we've got to talk about, really. Let's go ahead and get to the rest. All right, and here we are in the wide open world. I think I already saw something that I probably have no business fighting. But this is us coming right out of town. Ooh, nice dagger. And when it comes to the open world, the land of Tirfidi is connected in several different regions. So basically, you're able to explore the lands and kind of find treasures, or you can actually travel between the lands via caravan master, which is also a good way to go as well. I gotta see how they fight. Let's see here. I see it now. Easy to take down. Very easy. Fang and the bale. Okay. Put the weapon away. And there's also different factions, of course, throughout the lands. And also, what I'm considering is because the companions that you bring between these different factions does affect how they impact your, experience. I'm definitely considering bringing certain ones over to certain factions and then leaving ones back at base in the meantime. One thing that I can recommend as well that I've already done is if you decide to pick up equipment that has bonus % loot chance, I've already started doing that. And speaking of which, I should have been looting that in this one instead. This is a 25% loot % chance, but I've got the 15% one, and this one is really good. It's going to give me the opportunity to hopefully get some really good gear. So anytime that I'm trying to loot something, I'll definitely try to put that one on instead. And just in case if we find like a bandit camp or something like that, I'll probably try to take them all out before I decide to do any looting. Something I have to get in the habit of, and especially when it comes to entering different faction settlement, I'll have to also change my clothing from time to time too. And it looks like in the wide open world, we don't actually get to see the question marks. So in terms of actually exploring, that's something that we'll have to do all on our own. Now, I have heard that there are some hidden, of course, Easter eggs that you can find. However, or not Easter eggs, but like hidden secrets, rather. I can't get out of this. Uh-oh. Help, guys. Okay. But one thing that really interests me is that there's actually a hidden creature. Now, they mentioned this in the Reddit AMA, and they said that you might not find this creature directly. However, you might find its tracks. And it's a creature that's been hunted to no end by the colonial forces. So that's one that I'm definitely looking forward to checking out. Oh, I can't do that. But yeah, I'm really excited to see how that goes. Oh, come on, just let me jump off, or let me vault off, I guess. Oh yeah, gotta make sure to quick save. Auto saving only saves certain things, and as I'm told it, you won't notice it that much. I barely notice it most of the time anyway, but I try to do the quick save as much as I can, which is F5. Sorry. If you're ever, you know, thinking that, holy crap, thinking that you might need to quick save, I would just do it at that moment. It's a really quick option to use most of the time, or sometimes, you know, you might have a slow quick saving option, but I love that in this game. It's a really quick one to do. Okay, so this is basically us leaving the island, or the New Serene. So now we're going over to this location, and I'm bringing Siora over here because we're going to meet the leader of the Elven village. Because we were able to, oh, and also this is the camp I was talking about. During long journeys, you can stop at a wandering merchant camp. You can buy or sell, manage your companions, or access your chest. Crafting table will allow you to upgrade your equipment, things like that. I am really psyched about this part. This definitely reminds me of like the Dragon Age camp. If Siora decides she wants to start singing Leliana a song to me, I'm not going to mind at all. But anyway, one thing that I'm really excited as well is when I get all the companions, just kind of picking and choosing between them, depending on what kind of faction I'm associating with. It's going to be the best option for me too. So with this, I need to sell some of the ones that I just got here. So this one, I could probably take the upgrades off, I'd imagine, possibly, because I won't be needing that anymore. Or this one, even though I love this hat so much. God, it does look like a really good hat. It's hard for me to want to get rid of it, I'll be honest. And it looks so good. Maybe if I put loot chance items on other characters too, maybe it'll give us a better chance of succeeding. I'll just go ahead and sell these hunting boots here, because I know this came from Siora, but we don't need that anymore. Also, since I'm going to meet the elves, I took Siora's outfit, and I'm going to be using that one as well to meet the elves with. So I'm very, very excited about that part too. Overall, I'm pumped to explore the game entirely. It seems like, of course, the game itself is only about, 35 to 40 hours when it comes to the main storyline. If you're a completionist, which I'm definitely going to complete everything I possibly can, then it'll probably be about 60, 70 hours, things like that. Not on my watch. Look at you with your poison dagger. I'm glad I gave that to him. I also have a flaming sword just like Siora does. I'm also going to stockpile on these mats because I do plan on becoming a craftsman at some point too. But as you can see, the scenery is beautiful. Graphically, they've made some very, very impressive additions to this game. It looks nice. I wasn't even expecting this when I first saw the trailer that they had. I gotta admit, I was expecting something very different. Maybe like pure desert, things of that nature. But no. Or maybe like pure monsters as well. That's one of the caravan masters. And in this area, it will actually show, this will actually show where the points of interest are on the map. So the maps themselves, they are not that big in terms of like, being like a Witcher map or Skyrim map. It's nothing like that for sure. It's a more linear experience than that. More of a, hello. I blocked that. That one I did not. Everybody good? Okay, sweet. Yeah, more of a linear experience. I wouldn't even think of it as like, Witcher kind of experience. I would kind of think of it more as a Dragon Age, especially like when it comes to the map exploration and things like that too. Nice. I wonder if I put the armor on, if it's going to change what I'm looking at here. Apparently not. 245 damage though. That's good. That's really good. I also like how seamless it is to change between the weapons too. It's pretty nice. So this saber right here is really good for Mr. Vascal right here. I like it. And I also gave him a really good dispersion gun that he's loving so much. I'll give him that rapier, or the saber rather, sorry. Whoops. And then we'll see how he likes it. Keep that dagger for later. Now this definitely looks to be the Elven city or Elven town, so I'm going to go ahead and put on the hunter's outfit. I also put on my hat as well, just to kind of look a little bit more friendly. Now, in terms of what this is, skill altar. This is where you can also gain a skill point out in the open world, which is going to allow me to get two-handed heavy weapons. So now I have the ability to now access my cutlass axe and also the great blackened morning star. I'm excited about that. This thing is huge. Holy crap. Kind of quick on the attack too. And it does change up your fighting style a little bit when you use control. And then also I can hold down the left mouse button. I think I can. Wait, or was it right click? Hold on. What is that button? Because I'm sure I can actually use something else now. Basic attack, slow and destructive. Oh, okay, that's what it was. Yeah, control deals more damage. Boom, just like that. I can of course switch between the weapons at will. Pressing V. Get a different kind of control option there. That's going to be fun to use. I'm digging that. All right. So this definitely seems like a elven town here, but as for where it is inside the map, though, that's the curiosity. Oh, we've got a lot to look at. Oh, yeah. Okay, so I'll definitely be meeting the elves tonight then, from the looks of it. I'm excited about that. Tomorrow, I'll probably be jumping back into the game even more, for sure. This is one of the campsites that we can set up as well, where you can summon and manage your companions, do things like access the chests, nights you can rest, accelerate the passage of time, so you can go from like daytime to nighttime kind of thing, do it that way. And just to kind of showcase that off a little bit. Oh, I like how we have this option of choosing between these two. I'd like to meet the elves at night, do it that way. All right, I like where this is going. All right, folks, but that hopefully was a pretty decent showcase of the game itself and how things work out when it comes to Greedfall. Don't want to show too much because, of course, we want to avoid spoilers as best as possible, but hopefully that gave you a good idea on how the game works a little bit. If you're interested in trying it, I can honestly recommend it. I know that, you know, $50 might be a bit steep looking when it comes to these kinds of games, but overall it feels like it's definitely worth it. Oh, that's coming from the animal right there. Okay, I see. Huh, okay. But you know what, whenever you get a chance to, or if you want to wait for a sale or anything like that, definitely feel free to try it. But I hope you enjoy it if you do. And thanks so much for joining, folks. You guys have a wonderful night or day. I'll see you next time. Later.